Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CCISO Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the exam with focused explanations and practical context. The Certified Chief Information Security Officer certification is designed to validate executive-level knowledge and leadership in cybersecurity. It serves a specific purpose in the certification landscape by focusing on skills needed at the highest levels of security leadership. While other certifications might concentrate on technical depth or operational execution, this credential centers on the strategic, executive, and governance functions required to oversee an entire security program. It provides assurance that the certified individual has both the knowledge and the decision-making maturity necessary for top-level roles. Unlike other security certifications, such as those focused on technical administration or operational oversight, the CISA is distinguished by its emphasis on executive thinking and strategic management. Certifications like those for technical specialists or mid-level managers may highlight tactical knowledge or operational skills, but this credential is for leaders who set vision and direction for security within organizations. The difference is not just in the content, but in the depth and type of responsibility the certification assumes its holders will carry. The certification plays a key role in career progression for individuals aiming to step into or remain within high-level cybersecurity roles. Professionals who earn it demonstrate not only competence, but also leadership readiness in risk, governance, compliance, and business alignment. As more companies prioritize the role of security in overall organizational strategy, this certification acts as a clear signal of strategic capability. It often represents the bridge between middle management and the executive table. The organization behind this credential, EC Council, developed it to ensure a globally consistent standard for top-level security leadership. Their goal was to define a measurable and reliable framework that evaluates whether someone is prepared to operate as a chief information security officer in any industry. Their focus was not only on knowledge but on real-world readiness to lead and align cybersecurity with business needs at scale. This intent has guided the structure and scope of the certification from its beginning. In today's global employment market, the certification carries significant weight. It is recognized across industries and in regions worldwide, making it a useful credential for professionals seeking roles in international organizations or those looking to demonstrate their capability beyond local standards. Whether in finance, healthcare, manufacturing, or technology, having this credential is increasingly seen as a reliable indicator of executive cybersecurity proficiency. The ideal candidate for this certification includes professionals already operating in senior leadership roles or those with significant cybersecurity experience aiming to move into such positions. Common professional profiles include security managers, directors, compliance leads, and consultants with governance experience. These individuals typically have both technical awareness and organizational exposure, making them good fits for executive training. This certification is not for beginners. Most successful candidates have several years of experience in information security, compliance, or risk management. While technical skills may be part of their background, what sets them apart is their involvement in decision-making, strategy, and business alignment. This experience ensures they understand the broader responsibilities expected at the executive level. Many candidates currently hold roles such as security operations managers, risk officers, or compliance heads. Others are directors of information security or deputy CISOs, looking to formalize their readiness for a full Chief Information Security Officer role. This certification helps bridge the transition from operational roles to executive leadership, aligning their experience with a validated credential. Once earned, this certification can significantly change a professional's career path. It often leads to eligibility for board-level discussions, cross-functional influence, and increased visibility in strategic decision-making. Some candidates use it to make lateral moves into broader roles, while others use it as a stepping stone to advance within their current organization. It is also important to consider personal career goals before pursuing this certification. Not everyone needs an executive credential, but for those whose long-term objectives include strategic leadership, cross-departmental influence, or enterprise-level planning, this certification can provide the structured validation they need to move forward. The content of the certification is structured around 5 domains that reflect the major areas of responsibility for executive-level security leaders. These domains include governance, risk management, security controls, strategic planning, and core competencies. Each domain targets a different executive function and is intended to build a well-rounded leader. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Each domain is structured to reflect how these responsibilities function at the top of an organization. Rather than looking at daily operational tasks, they examine how leaders integrate security into the organization's structure, policies, and strategic objectives. This approach ensures that certified individuals are prepared for full-spectrum leadership. Within each domain, EC Council outlines specific competencies required for certification. These include the ability to create security programs, influence budgeting decisions, manage vendor relationships, and maintain regulatory alignment. The competencies are matched to what is expected from individuals in actual executive security roles. In assessing candidates, the exam evaluates not only knowledge, but also the ability to apply and analyze information. The exam includes questions that test a candidate's understanding, their ability to use information in context, and their capacity to analyze situations and recommend executive decisions. This multi-layered approach distinguishes the exam from knowledge-only certifications. What makes this certification especially important is its blend of strategic awareness and operational grounding. Leaders must understand high-level objectives while also appreciating how those objectives are achieved through people, processes, and technology. This balance is at the heart of executive success in cybersecurity. One of the most immediate benefits of earning this certification is the credibility it provides. It shows that the individual is not only experienced, but also recognized by an established global authority. This can influence perceptions within and outside the organization and open new doors for responsibility and leadership. With increased credibility often comes the opportunity for greater compensation. Many certified professionals report that the credential helps them negotiate better roles, secure promotions, and participate in strategic projects. It also supports advancement into roles that require executive committee participation or board reporting. Those who hold this certification gain access to professional networks that focus specifically on high-level information security leadership. These networks include forums, mentorship opportunities, and access to industry events that support continued development and peer exchange. This network is often as valuable as the certification itself. Holding the credential also empowers individuals to guide strategy rather than simply execute tasks. They are better equipped to shape security programs, prioritize risks, and align security with the business mission. This influence often results in more cohesive and resilient security programs. Professionals with this credential also find broader opportunities internationally. Because the credential is globally recognized, it supports mobility across regions and sectors. This can be particularly helpful for those seeking roles in multinational organizations or industries with international compliance obligations. When comparing this credential to others like the Certified Information Systems Security Professional, Certified Information Security Manager, or Certified in Risk and Information Systems Control, the difference becomes clear. While these other certifications focus on deep technical skill or operational processes, this one targets leadership readiness and strategic direction. Organizations look for this certification when they are filling roles that require more than operational knowledge. They need leaders who can guide risk decisions, shape policy, and defend security strategy to non-technical executives or boards. The certification helps identify candidates who can operate at that level. The certification places a strong emphasis on skills that go beyond simply managing controls. It focuses on budget planning, compliance oversight, organizational communication, and executive influence. This makes it distinct from certifications that only validate technical or procedural expertise. There are also specific roles that only become accessible after earning this credential. These include enterprise CISO, global security director, or strategic advisor roles, where leadership and trust matter more than hands-on technical skills. The credential confirms readiness for those conversations. In some hiring situations, this certification is not just helpful, it is required. Employers may use it as a filter for narrowing down qualified candidates for executive positions. It becomes a signal that the individual is not only experienced, but ready for top-tier decision-making. To succeed in this certification path, candidates typically need a minimum number of years in leadership roles. ECC Council outlines experience requirements to ensure that only those with sufficient background are eligible. This includes demonstrated involvement in policy creation, risk oversight, and organizational strategy. Educational background can vary, but many successful candidates hold degrees in information technology, business, or cybersecurity. Complementary credentials such as technical certifications or governance training often enhance a candidate's readiness and support exam preparation. Real-world experience is vital. Individuals who have handled budget cycles, incident response planning, or compliance audits are better prepared to engage with the exam material. Practical exposure strengthens both exam performance and professional application. Before pursuing the certification, candidates should evaluate whether their current role involves strategic planning, cross-team collaboration, or high-level reporting. If not, gaining some of that exposure before the exam will make preparation more effective. One key strength of this certification is its ability to connect technical experience with leadership development. It helps bridge the gap between those who know how to run a security system and those who know how to lead a security program across an organization. Organizations that employ certified leaders often benefit from improved security maturity. These leaders are trained to look at the big picture and align cybersecurity with business needs. Their strategic vision supports better long-term outcomes for the company. Certified executives can provide strategic advantages, including better compliance readiness, improved stakeholder communication, and more resilient incident planning. Certified leaders understand how to prioritize investments and explain risk to senior leaders or the board. These professionals often improve an organization's risk posture by aligning policy, controls, and governance mechanisms. They help define acceptable risk levels, enforce security culture, and measure program success with appropriate metrics. With certified leadership, organizations tend to become more accountable and security aware, policies are more consistently applied, and governance structures are better defined. This leads to greater transparency and regulatory compliance. Some industries have seen measurable improvement in outcomes after hiring certified executives. Examples include faster audit completion, reduced incident response times, and improved integration between business and security teams. These gains reflect the real value of certified leadership. The exam itself includes questions from each of the 5 domains and is designed to test understanding, application, and analysis. It includes multiple-choice questions and scenario-based items that reflect real-world executive decisions. Knowing the structure helps candidates prepare better. Understanding how the exam weighs different cognitive levels is important. Some questions test memory, others test practical application, and some require analysis of complex situations. Recognizing these types helps shape preparation strategies. The exam typically includes 150 questions and is timed. Scoring is based on a weighted model, which means that not all questions carry equal value. Knowing this helps candidates avoid spending too much time on lower-weighted questions. Studying should align with the exam structure. Candidates are encouraged to prioritize understanding how to think like an executive, not just memorizing facts. Strategic review and practice with executive scenarios are often more effective than technical drills. Preparation should also include review of the official EC Council body of knowledge. This guide defines the expected skills and outlines the key areas covered in the exam. It is an essential resource for focused and efficient study. Maintaining the certification requires ongoing education. Certified professionals must earn continuing education credits, by participating in professional development, attending events, or publishing articles. This ensures they remain current in a fast-changing field. Recertification is required at regular intervals. The process includes submitting proof of professional development and sometimes completing additional coursework or assessments. This renewal keeps the certification active and valid. Professional activities that qualify for continuing education include attending conferences, completing online training, speaking at events, or mentoring others. These activities support the broader community while keeping the individual engaged in lifelong learning. Remaining updated is important because cybersecurity evolves quickly. Threats, regulations, and technologies all shift, and executive leaders must be prepared to adapt. Staying current supports better decision-making and credibility in the role. Maintaining the certification also reinforces the trust that others place in certified professionals. It shows commitment, growth, and a consistent effort to meet the highest standards of the field. Knowing when to pursue this certification is part of smart career planning. It may not be the right first step, but it can be the right next step after gaining the necessary experience. Timing matters when setting up for long-term success. Once certified, professionals can often use the credential to improve their negotiation position. Whether for a raise, a promotion, or a new opportunity, it adds weight to discussions and provides formal validation of their executive potential. Building a professional brand around the credential can also support visibility. Including it in profiles, speaking engagements, and publications helps others recognize the individual's role as a cybersecurity leader. There are many career development resources available to certified individuals. These include industry groups, study circles, and leadership programs that help candidates continue growing even after the exam is passed. Looking forward, the roles that align with this certification continue to evolve, whether in board advisory functions, enterprise architecture, or strategic risk oversight. The credential prepares individuals to move with the industry and take on the leadership roles of tomorrow. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Bare Metal CISO Prepcast. For more episodes, tools, and study support, visit us at baremetalcyber.com.